You ever get woken up at 7 a.m. by somebody pounding your front door so hard you think the house is on fire? And then just for fun, the guy on your porch tells you, pay $25,000 or we'll destroy it. Yeah, that actually happened to me. Monday morning, still in my pajamas, hair everywhere, and I open the door to find Sheriff Johnson badge gleaming in the morning sun, standing there like a scene out of some low-budget cop show. Only this isn't TV, and he's got a red envelope marked County Sheriff Official Notice that might as well have said, "We're here to ruin your life, pal." He reads it out like he's auditioning for a role. Pay $25,000 immediately, or your mansion will be demolished in 7 days by county authorization. 7 days. I'd spent 3 years every free weekend, every vacation, every spare dollar, bringing this old Victorian back from the dead. And now they're threatening to flatten it. I'm standing there clutching this envelope, hands shaking, not from fear, just from sheer disbelief. Because I know official paperwork, and something about this notice is off: the letterhead, the seal, the formatting. It's close, but it's not county official. And $25,000 for what, running a speakeasy out of my parlor. So I look Johnson straight in the eye and ask, "Sheriff, there wasn't even an HOA on this street when I bought the place." And he fires back all official like, "Sir, Elm Street Historical Preservation HOA formed last month through an emergency neighborhood safety petition. You missed the mandatory enrollment notification." He flashes his badge, but he does it like he's hoping I won't look too close, which only makes me look harder. Meanwhile, there's a white van parked out front, guys in uniforms snapping photos and measuring everything like they're prepping for the wrecking ball. The whole thing feels staged, like I'm watching a play and I'm the only one who doesn't know the lines. Johnson keeps talking about environmental safety violations, lead paint public health. Ironic, considering I've spent 3 years exceeding every possible safety standard, every permit pulled, every inspection passed, every old fixture restored by the book. I used lead-safe practices religiously because, yeah, I actually care about history and not poisoning the neighbor's kids. When I ask Johnson for his badge number, he brushes me off. HOA President Rebecca Adams will explain tomorrow, he says, like I'm being unreasonable for wanting proof. The longer he talks, the weirder it gets. None of this matches what I know about government processes. And believe me, I know. I've been in construction my whole adult life. 7 days notice for demolition. No hearing. No 30-day period. That's not just fishy, that's illegal. Out the window, those workers are still circling my house, snapping pictures more like surveillance than an actual property assessment. But I'm already planning my counterattack. If this is some scam, I'm not letting them take my work without a fight. Now here's where it gets wild. For the last 6 months, I've been getting these typed envelopes, always stuffed with cash and instructions for restoring the house's original Steinway grand. Never a meeting, never a phone call, just old school mystery client vibes. Each envelope arrives on schedule with instructions written like someone who really knows their way around antique pianos. At first I thought it was a harmless side gig, but now I can't help wondering who's this phantom benefactor and what do they want with my house. I found that piano under a tarp in the basement when I started the restoration. It looked like it had slept through the Great Depression, but you could still see the carved legs matching the house's trim. Restoring it took months. New keys, repairing soundboard damage, matching the stain to the old woodwork. The payments always arrived when I needed them most. Like this client had a sixth sense for my schedule. But today, with a demolition crew outside, I'm wishing I'd spent more time sorting through my office. I've got property documents all over the place, paint splattered, some still in the boxes they came in. I bought several buildings in bulk 3 years back and never really dug into the details. Maybe there's something in those papers that'll explain why I've suddenly got an HOA and a demolition order breathing down my neck. The neighborhood, of course, is already buzzing. Our community app lights up with comments about 247 Elm Street, my place, threatening community safety. Folks who used to wave at me while I hammered in new porch rails are now gossiping about violations. Feels like the whole town is turning on me thanks to some mystery complaints nobody can trace. That van keeps circling the workers taking photos like they're building a case. This isn't about safety, it's about pushing me out. So Tuesday I put on my best. I'm not playing clothes and head to City Hall. I want to see this HOA on the books. The clerk there is all business, pulls up the county database, scrolls for about 5 seconds and says, "Sir, there's no HOA by that name registered in this county. No paperwork, no authority, no demolition order." She prints out the search results, logs my complaint for impersonation, and gives me the number for the real sheriff's office. I go home feeling both furious and vindicated until I see a door hanger flapping on my gate, courtesy environmental notice, and a technician outside claiming he's collecting samples from the sidewalk. Then my phone buzzes a voicemail about a mandatory walkthrough for Thursday pending county coordination. Caller ID generic. Second ping, an app alert warning about paint hazards at my address. It reads like a scam, dressed up as an official warning. Then, like clockwork, Rebecca calls. She tries to sound helpful, but she's all teeth and no warmth. "Gregory, let's schedule a cooperative review. You don't want enforcement to get out ahead of us, do you?" "No, uniforms on my property. No real paperwork, just a pressure campaign by phone and paper." That inspector runs through his show, chemical kits, stickers, lots of photo ops, but it's all for the record. They're building a paper trail to push a sale. Sure enough, Rebecca floats the idea of a qualified buyer ready to handle all remediation and pay me fair value. The problem is, it's all built on a lie. They're trying to scare me into a fire sale. Just when I'm ready to lose it, I find another envelope from my mystery piano client. Cash inside a note. Environmental law is extremely complex. Professional legal help enclosed. Continue piano work as scheduled, almost like someone's watching my back. That night, sorting through old paperwork, I spot a shipping label suite 204. Downtown, my handwriting. I can't shake the feeling there's a connection I'm missing. Wednesday morning, I spot my neighbor Samuel, notebook in hand, pretending to garden, but really watching my place. For a minute, I think maybe he's in on the scam. Turns out he's been documenting Rebecca's moves for months. His notebook is a gold mine, dates times notes about her approaching neighbors with safety questions and offers of cash for complaints. He saw her target my place months ago. Just then, my son Danny comes home from college. Perfect timing. He's interning at a legal clinic, and he tears through the so-called violation documents. "Dad, none of these barcodes match up. The case numbers are bogus, and the company domains are relays. This isn't just lazy, it's criminal." He checks the environmental testing company, and sure enough, they're real, but Rebecca hired them under false pretenses. The kicker. He checks Sheriff Johnson's name against state databases. No such cop. Turns out Johnson is Rebecca's cousin, and that uniform is straight from a costume shop. The pieces fall into place. She's desperate, her business is tanking, and she needs a win bad enough to commit actual felonies. Samuel, bless him, brings over his laptop. He's been running surveillance recording Rebecca recruiting neighbors, paying them to lie, even measuring my house weeks before the emergency was declared. It's all there. Cash changing hands, scripted complaints, the works. The next morning, the so-called environmental crew shows up to tent my house like it's Chernobyl. But the neighbors are ready, phones out, recording everything. The crew, smelling something off, demands to see the court order. Rebecca struts up, heels, clicking, barking orders, but the pressure's too much. She catches a heel in the rope, face plants in the red tent fabric, and the whole show unravels. Her BMW gets repossessed right there while the cameras roll. It's not just justice, it's poetic. The icing on the cake. I finally go through my office papers, and Danny finds that I own the building where Rebecca's real estate office is. She was trying to steal my house while renting her office from me. You can't write irony like that. The aftermath. Federal charges mail fraud, impersonation, conspiracy. Her license is gone. Samuel gets a community award. My mansion. It's now a historic landmark, and we throw a block party every year on the anniversary of Preservation Day with ribbons made from Rebecca's tent signed by every neighbor she tried to scam. The kicker, the mysterious piano client, turns out to be retired Judge Harrison, 5 blocks over, running a quiet investigation to bring Rebecca down. The Steinway's now the centerpiece of our new community center, teaching kids music and homeowners their rights. So you ever had somebody try to take what you built only to find out you hold all the cards? That's how we beat back fraud, protected our homes, and made something good out of chaos. If you've ever fought for something you love, tell me below, what would you do to protect your home? Share your own war stories, your wins, and your near misses. And if you care about standing up to bullies, hit that like, share, and join us for the next unbelievable tale, because around here we play for keeps.